Alright, you're welcome once again. Today we are discussing what? Maxwell's equation, and under this we want to consider the second law, which is Gauss's law for magnetism. Meanwhile, this study is a series, so if you've not watched the previous video, I would advise you to do where to do that. Gauss's law for electric field and the introduction to Maxwell's equation. All of them are there. So let's get started. So what does this law state? It states that the magnetic flux through a closed surface is always what? Zero. The magnetic flux through a closed surface is what? Is zero. Now, what do we mean by magnetic flux? So magnetic flux simply means the amount of magnetic field passing through an area. So let's come back here. So the magnetic flux through a closed surface is always zero. And this is our what? Maxwell's equation for Gauss's law for magnetism. Now, what is the main idea that you shouldn't forget from this equation and this law? Is that what? Magnetic field lines always form loops. Now, what does this thing mean? It means that magnetic monopole does not exist. Now, what do we mean by monopole? Remember that in a magnet, we have two poles, which are the what? The north pole and the south pole. So let's say that we have a bar magnet here. So these are bar magnets. So here is north, here is south. Now, if we were to draw the field lines, we have something like this, right? We have it like this. So this goes like this. We move from north to south. So the field line moves from where? From north to south. But this is an external movement. Follow me. Now you discover that in the internal movement, these field lines will equally go from where? From south to where? To north. So this is what we mean by what? Forming a loop. I'm still going to explain magnetic monopole, what we mean by that. But the magnetic field lines always form loops. Loops is a chain, something like this, a chain. When we're doing current electricity, we discussed when a circuit is forming a loop under Kirchhoff's laws. If you've not watched that, go and do that. Now, even when we're discussing vectors, there are at times when vectors will form a loop. Whenever a vector forms a loop, they can ask you to find the resultant. Let's say you're having, maybe you're giving something like this. You have vectors. Let's say you have A, B, you have B, C, you have C, D, then you have D, A. And in this question, you will now ask, find the resultant of these vectors. Remember, these are vectors, so if you have bars here. So if you are asked to get the resultant of this vector, you don't need to waste your time. Why? Since I'm seeing A here, I'm seeing A here, that means this whole vector has formed a what? Has formed a loop. So if we draw the vector diagram, you discover that we're having a chain. And whenever vectors are forming a loop, that means their resultant is what? Is zero. And that is the same thing that we're doing here. So if you can see clearly now, remember externally, the magnetic field lines move from where? This goes from north into here, into south. But internally, this journey doesn't end here. Internally, it now moves from where? From south to where? Back to north. Then externally, it goes again from north to south. Internally, south to north. Externally, north to south. I'm sure this is clear. So the same thing applicable here. This one goes like this, from north to south, then south to where? To north, north to south. This is what we mean by what? A loop. Now, what does it mean? That the net magnetism in a magnetic field is what? Is zero. Why? It's the same thing that is circling. So now, what do we mean by magnetic monopole does not exist? Now, when we are discussing about magnetic monopole, let's take, for instance, when we're looking at electric fields, under Gauss's law of electric field, we had that we have two types of electric charges, right? We have the positive we have the positive, and we have the what? The negative. And one beautiful thing is that under electric field, these two charges can exist alone. We can have only a positive charge. We can equally have only a what? A negative charge existing separately. But when we come to magnetism or magnetic field, such is not possible. What do I mean? So let's say that this is my magnet. Remember, here is my north and here is my south. And maybe I decided to break this magnet into two, or maybe this magnet fell off the table, getting to the floor, it broke. So let's say that this magnet broke from here, the middle. So will you now say, because I now have two separate magnets now, will you now say that here is north and here is south, since the magnet broke from the middle? That would be very, very wrong. Why? Immediately this magnet breaks into two, what happens? It immediately forms a new north pole and what? South pole. This one also forms what? North pole and what? South pole. So what is the physics behind this? That a magnetic field, magnets always exist as what? Dipole or beyond. That is when we have two. Monopole is when it's one. So magnetic monopole does not exist. It is always equal to what? Zero. Even if I break this magnet further, maybe I equally break this one from here, and I'm now having something small, what will still happen? I will still be having a north pole and a what? A south pole. Anyhow you like, break the magnet into bits, you still have your north pole and your south pole. So this is what Gauss's law for magnetism is trying to make us understand. So what else do we have under this? We don't have much. We don't even have much calculation under this. But let me give you a test question to test your intelligence, to be sure you really understood what I've said here. To have a test question here, let's do this together. A powerful neodymium magnet is placed inside a closed wooden crate. If the magnet field lines entering one side of the crate are calculated to be 0.5 Tesla meter square, what is the total net magnetic flux through the entire surface of the crate? They are asking us the total net magnetic flux. Now, you might be checking, what should be the answer? Because actually, there is nothing we are solving here. The answer will be what? Zero. How will the answer be zero? Please, you don't have anything to do to stress your life under Gauss's law for magnetism. So let's okay, solution. Let's tell them how we are having that the answer is what? Is zero. Now, magnetic flux, which will be this, is equal to, remember our formula, we had something like this, right? We had something like this. We had is equal to what? Zero. So this is our magnetic flux. So if magnetic flux is equal to this, our magnetic flux is equal to this first, yes, and this is equal to what? Zero. So this is our net magnetic flux, which is equal to this, and this is equal to zero. So if this be equal to this and this equals to zero, it means that magnetic flux is also equal to what? Zero. Final answer. Now, how else can we check it? Let's go through the parameters we're given. They told us that a closed wooden crate, if the magnetic field lines entering one side of the crate are calculated to be, okay, this is what? Tesla meter square. Now, this Tesla meter square, remember, this is my what? Magnetic flux. So this magnetic flux here is measured in what? In Tesla. This is my tiny area. Area is measured in what? Meter square. So remember, this dot here means dot product, which actually in solving in physics here, what we just do is multiply. So if this times this has given me this, so let's say, remember this symbol simply means add up. So there's nothing we are doing here. So if this multiplied by this has given me 0.5, right? It has given me 0.5 from this question. But this 0.5 from our formula is still equal to what? is equals to 0. So the answer is 0. So without wasting time, once I go through the question and discover that what they are asking me is under Gauss's law for magnetism, just relax. In fact, you're looking for where they wrote 0. 0, you're good to go. The simple analogy behind this is that magnetic monopole doesn't what exist. So any confusion, drop in the comment section. Meanwhile, let's continue. The next thing that we're going to be handling now will be what? We'll be entering Faraday Maxwell's equation. Stay put. Click the link in the next video as we continue. Have a nice day.